Welcome to Straight from the Muzzle, folks, where we are anything but straight. My name is Space.
And I'm Bean.
I'm Boomy.
And we welcome you to our Christmas special. The last special, well, it's not the last special, it's the last episode of the year. Thank goodness.
Yeah, 2020 has been a hot mess. It might be the last special ever if this year decides to go out with an end.
For real. Like, this whole year, if we could like sum up the year, I would just like to pretend that this year never even happened. We'll do leap day, but it's more like leap year. And we just skip this whole year and go on to something else. Like it never happened.
Yeah.
It's awful. But we're so close to getting to 2021. And 2021 seems like it's going to be the year where things might happen. I have very low expectations for the next year so that I don't get disappointed.
I saw a post that was like, all y'all saying you're going to go into 2021 with like a bang. No, you better not. We're going to walk in there. You're not going to touch anything. And we're going to see what happens.
Yes.
I saw something also on Facebook and it was like, oh, get ready. 2020 is going to turn 21. She's going to start drinking now.
Oh my God.
Like, oh no.
Well, we asked everyone if they would send in their holiday emails, and so we have quite a few to go through. Before we get started with that, though, there was one particular email that was sent in to us from Gavin Von Blackmuzzle. They're from Germany, which totally makes sense with that Von, I guess. But then again, there was that other chick, Bailey Van Wagner, so that could have been whatever. Anyways, they reached out to me because this time of year it's Christmas, and with Christmas and the holidays that are usually happening right now, usually kind of center around being together with people with family and kind of just sharing those memories. But given the fact that it's COVID right now, it's kind of like most people, I guess you could say, are pretty alone these times right now. It's a little bit harder to celebrate with people just because most people don't want you celebrating with them. It's the one positive thing they don't want happening. Come on, nothing? Come on. That was a good one.
Sorry.
Positive. It was really bad.
Good Lord.
But like in general, like there are a lot of people out there that are still pretty lonely, and even without Christmas, they're still pretty lonely. And so what we want to do is just kind of recognize that there are going to be people out there, but just remember that if you are lonely, if you're not feeling like really high, like on life, not like high on drugs, so that might
not
help.
Be both.
Why not? It might help you.
If anything, just
I don't know.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah, for real. Wow.
Leave a blunt for Santa.
Seriously?
He's got a snack anyway.
The smoke coming from the chimney is not the fire. It's Santa's smoking the blunt in the chimney.
God.
Anyways, so it's that way the family doesn't know that he's in the house and they don't smell marijuana. Anyways, so I'm trying to get to this point here. I'm getting there eventually.
We went sentimental immediately to not.
Yeah, I know. I just want to say that if you're feeling alone out there, you're not alone. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people right now in this moment going through pretty much the same thing you're going through, whether it's job loss, you've lost personal loss in your family, whether it's a friend or a close or a loved one. Perhaps you're just by yourself. You're not alone. But if you do feel like you're not really all there, don't be afraid to reach out to people on Twitter or on Telegram, or if you're old like us, on Facebook. We'll see if that lasts 2021. Don't be afraid to reach out, especially to us. We are active on our Twitter and our Telegram platforms. So if you ever are just not feeling it, you need to talk to someone, reach out to me if you want to, or reach out to anyone in our chat. Tweet to people if you need to. But whatever you do, don't end your life. Please don't. It's like I hate when people I don't hate it per se. I just get really sad when people say that they're going to commit suicide because the world or life just sucks. And then you know what? Life sucks in general for everyone right now, but it's going to get better. I know people say that all the time, but truly, it's the only thing that's really given me hope at this point. And I hope it gives you hope as well. But friends out there, know the signs, okay? It's usually the quiet ones that you don't really see very often. If you see something that's a little abnormal from your friends that just doesn't seem right, that's usually a red flag that something's going on. Talk to them. Don't ignore them. If you see someone out there that does post something, put the suicide hotline on like as a tweet in there and then start tweeting around or trying to get whoever might be close to them to get to them. It's important to make sure that these types of people, those who are feeling alone, don't feel alone because they need that love at that moment. So whatever you need to do. But there are resources out there. There are hotlines. I think each state has their own hotline now that you can call. There's lots of resources out there. So be aware of the signs. Make sure your friends are doing okay. Even the ones that you don't talk to as much, just reach out to them. Say hi, hello, have a conversation for 5 minutes. You'd be surprised how long that can actually go for someone. 5 minutes to you could be a lifetime for them.
Definitely. And remember that when you're feeling suicidal, that is a permanent solution to temporary problems.
If I may also interject a bit too, on this topic in specific, I will point out also check on your happy friends too, because even though they seem happy, they may, everybody's going through the same thing. So also check on your happy friends.
Yeah, that's very true.
So, and I say this because it's unfortunate, but especially around this time of year, a couple of days back, it was the 8th year anniversary of a good friend of mine who in high school had actually committed suicide. So that Christmas especially was very hard. And he was the happiest go luckiest guy in the world, and not a single soul knew that he had plans to do, to end his life, and it was quite traumatic for the whole school. So it was quite awful. So just please reach out to anybody. Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get into our Christmas special. I'm really excited because I'm going to put like Christmas sleigh bells in the background. You guys don't know it yet, but it's going to be all festive.
Yay! I can't
I'm
wait.
going to gay out this whole episode.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be, there's going to be so much Christmas going on. People are going to be like, barf. The literal part of it. We have quite a few emails. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 6, because there's a couple from, no, maybe 5. Whatever. We have a few in there, pretty good ones. We asked you guys to send in your memories of Christmas, or if you celebrate any other particular holidays, what are they, and what are your traditions during that particular time period? We want to hear all of it because that's the fun part, is hearing about how others usually celebrate this wonderful holiday. Christmas is I call it a season, not a holiday. It is my favorite season because it's the one time a year where people give a shit about other people. And it's just, you always see so many like donations going on, and you see the best in people come out in this time of year, and I really love it. That's what kind of like gets me so energized. So despite what's been going on this year, when December 1st hit, I was just like, yes, it's Christmas season. I don't give a fuck what's going on.
It's funny that you call it a season as well, because something that my cousin and I picked up. My cousin is an atheist, and I'm just like, I don't know what I am. Shrugs on religion, but like we call the holiday season candle nights, which is in reference to another podcast, My Brother and Me, and also The Adventure Zone. And they describe it as a pan-religious, pansexual, personal pan pizza winter holiday celebrated by my brother, and me. And it's described as basically Christmas and dreidel and Kwanzaa songs.
That's rad.
That's awesome.
And to me, I really hope this doesn't offend anybody who is like Christian or celebrates Christmas for Christian reasons, but when you look through like the history of Christmas, it's one of those holidays that has been so altered and torn apart and changed throughout the years because it was originally around like pagan traditions, and then it got changed up through
To like Germany, like German and Danish almost.
there's a
Russian.
whole there's a lot of different hands that have altered Christmas into making it what it is today, which is, Christmas feels, it's very personal to a lot of people. It's supposed to be Christian, but it's also very corporate to me and very, it's a holiday to me that doesn't
Really?
has not stuck to its roots. It's changes and it's celebrated so differently by so many different people. It's not like Hanukkah, which has been celebrated the same way for forever, or Kwanzaa, which has been celebrated the same way for forever. Christmas is kind of like your own, again, like personal pan pizza kind of holiday to me. I've seen atheists celebrate it for their own reasons. I've seen Christian people celebrate it for Christian reasons. I've seen like what's it called? Pagan, not pan. What the fuck? I've seen pagan people kind of pick it up to try and celebrate it in the way it was originally supposed to be celebrated. So, like, candle nights is something that my cousin and I picked up not only because we enjoy, my brother and me's podcast, but because we enjoy the concept in general. Like, it's a holiday for people who aren't tied to a specific religion, but to just celebrate. It's the end of the year. We can celebrate the successes that we've had this year. We can rest the failures we've had this year and just enjoy time with family and friends.
What really throws me off, though, is like how, once again, I'm no offense to Christians. I am also Mormon that's kind of Christian, but they think they're better than everyone else. Anyways, so like what I don't get is everyone like celebrates like the manger, like the whole like nativity set. Christ wasn't flipping born until April. Why are we celebrating it in freaking December? It makes no sense.
Yeah, and that connects to the history of Christmas and how it was originally pagan, and then Christians were like, well, now we're celebrating Jesus' birthday. It's not pagan anymore, it's Christian. It's like, what?
No,
Again,
Jesus' birthday
this
is
isn't
Easter,
a jab.
okay?
Yeah, and this isn't a jab towards Christians wanting to
No,
celebrate
it's
Christmas
just-
for their reasons. Like, that's fine. You do what you want, but like, you gotta admit, to me, I see Christmas as kind of like an empty hermit crab shell where many a hermit crab have lived at one point.
And everyone's just kind of like done their own thing on the inside to make it work for them.
It's the abandoned CVS that has been a spirit of Halloween every year for 3 years.
Oh my God.
no.
It's so funny because the apartment that we used to live in, the CVS is now a spirit of Halloween. So it's just wow. So true though. That public service announcement was brought to you by no one but us. Where do we want to start? Do we want
I
to
was
start?
going to start with Glitch the Fox.
Okay, and then we'll just kind of like go every other one.
Sure.
Okay.
So Glitch the Fox emailed us, and they write, a couple of years ago, Fisher-Price launched this dinosaur called Spike that wee little lad me wanted with every proton in my body. And my parents had gotten the dino for Christmas. However, the way they decided to surprise me with it was maybe not the best for a 4 or 5-year-old. You see, that night, my mom promised me she would sleep in the living room to wait for Santa Claus. And I was like, heck yeah, absolute best parent. Gonna tackle Santa and force him to give me gifts, as parents do. But it was all a trick, because that very same night, I woke up at 3 a.m. to pee, and remembering my mom's promise, I decided to walk to the living room where my mom was. Instead, I saw the dinosaur I was asking for towering in the middle of my living room. A normal child may have been excited, but I was petrified. It was a fight or flight experience. In those moments of panic, I stood still at first, not knowing what to do or if this was going to be my last moment before Spike was going to come to life and feast on me. I might have spent like 10 minutes yelling out for mom to come down, cowering behind a chair until she came. And then, until then, I actually had the bravery to go to the dino and play with him. I actually love the dinosaur. He was my favorite toy for a long time. But it's also one of the Christmas I'm definitely not forgetting. And they included some pictures in the email.
I think it's big.
As a lot of
Oh, I
y'all
would
know,
love to see it.
I really enjoy toy collecting and going back on different brands of toys. And as soon as they wrote down Spike by Fisher Price, I was like, oh shit, I remember this thing. And it is ginormous. Like, if you're a toddler, it's the same height as you.
Heck
It's this big green plastic dinosaur with orange spikes all over it. And I can imagine this kid being terrified seeing this sitting in the middle of their living room.
I mean, who wouldn't be? Like, we've all been in that moment where we're walking and all of a sudden we think we see something and we just freeze. Like, why do we instantly just freeze? It's like, we're in the dark. If we can't see them, they can't see us.
I like that the parents didn't even try to wrap it. I mean, how dare you? But
put like a giant bow on it or something.
yeah, at least a bow. There has been this trend going around online for wrapping presents to look like what they aren't.
Oh
so,
my God.
Someone took a it was just a little box with a shirt in it, and then they just basically took like wrapping paper tubes and newspaper and bulked it up and wrapped it to look exactly like a chair somehow.
Oh.
Put that beside a tree, and it was actually a t-shirt in there. But
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. I should probably do that then to Felix. I haven't wrapped all of his presents yet. I got him. Well, I mean, he's not going to hear this until Christmas, so it's not a leak or anything. I got him one of those classes where he and I can go and paint together and learn how to do like a painting.
Oh, that's really fun.
What's really cool though is that it's kind of like the painting isn't just two separate paintings. It's a painting that I do on one side and he completes the other side, so you can actually slide them together.
Oh, I've done that with my mom before.
That sounds
And
fun.
so he's like, I asked him, like, what do you want for Christmas? And he's like, well, I was thinking like maybe something that like you and I can do, because we've been doing a lot of things together more often because of COVID. So I got him that, but I haven't like figured out how I want to like. I think I want to put it like in a giant ass box, but I just have like a little letter at the bottom saying, "I got you a gift." just something stupid. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but that sounds like a good idea though. Just like turn it into something that it's not.
I did that with my sister once in middle school, where I went on a field trip to the High Art Museum in Atlanta, and I bought this little metal coin thingy. And it was so small. I was like, I could put it in a jewelry box, I guess, but like, why would you do that when you could do this? And I literally just wrapped a box within a box within a box within a cooler, but the cooler was like a triangle shape on top. So when I wrapped it, it was just this odd, weird shape. And when she unwrapped it, the first layer was a cooler, and she's like, thanks.
I did something similar-ish in high school when I was with my first boyfriend. Our first Christmas together, I actually wood burned him a piece, like just like an art piece. And I had the idea. I was like, I'm gonna wrap two things. One's gonna be the fake one, and the other one's gonna be the real one. And I'm like, he's gonna have to find it in his house. So like, his mom and I hid the real one somewhere in the house, and it was like wrapped up and everything. So when he opened up his present, and he's like, and then I'd written like a note. I couldn't afford anything, but I love you anyway, like whatever. And I said, but actually, it's in here in the house somewhere. And his he wasn't very bright. He was like, "Oh, it's okay. I love you too." And I'm like, "No, it's actually here in the house." And he's like, "Oh, well, where?" I'm like, "You gotta find it. Like, it's fun." I'm like, "Go, go look for your present. It's a fun game. Go." I make my partners work for their presents. So this year I wrapped up my girlfriend's in a big box, and then it's like all of her like her like individual presents in there are like all wrapped individually, but like it's like super taped. So she's got to work for it.
God, I got my cousin a set of D&D dice last year, and I individually wrapped every single piece of dice before putting that in a box, and then that in a box, and then that in a box, and it was like a pretty big box. She had to unwrap.
I hate those.
She had to unwrap like 10 boxes.
Worse.
And then when she finally got down to the dice, she was like, "What is this?" And she unwrapped one of them. She's like, "Oh, they're dice."
That's cool.
You should. Oh my God. If it's not too late, because I know some game shops have these, get the round dice. And they're not weighted. So they're just, it's a joke, but they're like these giant, like, they're kind of like 12-sided, but it's in a ball form. So they can't actually roll.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just for fun.
Oh, I should get that because my one friend is really into D&D.
I want to get it and then send it to Dear Dog and then have her be disappointed and be like, how am I supposed to use this?
I think she would appreciate it, though.
I'm pretty sure she would.
She's like, this is lovely.
Our next email comes from Slushie Flamingo, and there is a title of a movie that I'm most definitely going to butcher. So let's get on with that one. I did look it up, and it's French-Canadian, so I kind of know how to pronunciate it, but I'm pretty sure I'm still going to butcher it. So, from Slushie, okay, so when I was younger, there was that movie called La Guerre des Tucs. I don't know. I think that's how you say it. Also known as the OG one, or the dog that stopped the war, or the Took War. So there's like many different versions of it. And all my friends saw it. Basically, the story is that two gangs of kids fight for ownership of a huge snow castle during winter break. Really good movie. Anyways, well, we thought this would be awesome. So we built this fortress in the clearing in the middle of the forest behind the school, split it into two gangs, and fought during the whole winter break for it. But the day of Christmas, we declared a truce. Some of us brought thermos for hot chocolate. I cannot speak tonight. Hot chocolate. When can I ever speak? Hot chocolate, others, and snacks. One kid even brought a radio, and we enjoyed a Christmas feast with the walls of the fort to rhyme of the FM radio's Christmas tunes. Then we passed the afternoon in the hills behind one of the friends' house, sliding down the hills and stuff, and really good times. That seems like a fun thing. That kind of reminds me of what is it, the Snow Day movie?
Yeah.
Where they purposely try to make it so that they can't get the street plowed. I like that movie. I thought it was a fun one. I think it was Nickelodeon that produced it.
Something like that. I remember there was another one, or it might be the same movie, where they had like a little snow machine or something.
At one of the houses that we lived in when we first moved up here, we had this, like, I wouldn't say it was a cul-de-sac, but the way that they kind of made the house, like the street turn in, it made it impossible for the snowplow man to like accurately plow the snow. So instead, he would just pile the snow up onto the grass, and so it would rip up our grass every year. It drives us nuts. Well, one year it snowed so much that for a 6-foot man of my size, the snow was higher than that, and it was packed. So we built like a mini igloo with different like tunnels going into it, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's cute.
And then of course, one of us decided to jump on top of it and broke it. And, we're all adults too. So like, I think at this time I probably was like 25. My brother would have been like in his 30s, and then the next one would have been like in his late 30s, and then 40s. So like, grown adults building a igloo. It's fun.
That sounds like so much fun. I've never been able to do anything like that because I live in the South, where it rarely ever snows, and when it does, you only get maybe an inch or two.
Why don't you just make it out of cocaine, and then you can invite the whole neighborhood over for us a glamorous time.
Expensive.
Everybody would be really seeing colors. Everywhere.
That'd be great.
Oh my God. I really want to play in the snow this year, but like my knee isn't strong enough yet.
I'd love to play in the snow if it ever would snow. It hasn't snowed. The ski resorts haven't opened up because that hasn't snowed that much yet, and they are usually open up in like November. So it's been a dry year for here, Utah, and Utah has the best snow in the whole country. So
it's weird that it hasn't snowed much yet.
I know. So it kind of makes me wonder if we're going to have a really dry winter, I bet we're going to have a really wet, like, spring and summer.
Gross.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Could you say gross? It's all moist and hot.
Mm-hmm. Humidity is the worst.
It really is.
Awful.
Okay. I've left the next email for you, Bean. It's the biggest one.
It's not my turn.
Yeah, it is. Because Boomy can't pull up the
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm going with roasted crickets.
womp womp. Not for that, but for
They said, "Hello, my name is Cricket, and I've been listening to your podcast for a long time. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to share my favorite holiday memory for your show. The story is about the abomination that was Thanksgiving of 2018. That Thanksgiving, my family was planning on driving up to our grandparents' house to have a family reunion on Thanksgiving Day, and we had the honor of bringing the turkey. I have 4 siblings. This was obviously a horrible idea. So, as we were getting our van packed and trying to keep it from exploding from all the suitcases and bags we had inside of it, it was finally time to put the turkey into the back of the trunk. I was granted permission to place the turkey in the cooler. This was a horrible idea. I was wearing Crocs.
gross.
As I was walking to the trunk, I tripped on my Croc when it flipped underneath my shoe. Time seemed to slow for a few moments, and as I descended quickly to earth, every Thanksgiving of my past seemed to flash before my eyes.
Oh,
The
no.
turkey flew out of my hands, landed with a thunk on the concrete. My family screamed in horror. The turkey began to roll down our hill. I raced after it, but it kept going faster and faster. I could hear my family screaming and yelling behind me. It motivated me to do my very best to recover this sacred item that held the very spirit of Thanksgiving. At the end of the road, I caught it and brought it back to my family. Then we made the 4-hour drive to our grandparents. After we got there, my grandma asked my older brother to put the turkey in the fridge. I have no clue why we were still planning on eating that roadkill, but whatever. We woke up the next day, which was Thanksgiving. As my mom opened up the fridge in my grandma's kitchen, she discovered that it had not been thawing in the fridge, but freezing solid in the freezer. Everything we had worked for, everything we risked for this turkey, we still weren't able to save it. We had to eat a tiny crappy turkey that was left over at the local store that year, but frozen roadkill turkey will forever live in our hearts.
That sucks.
God.
I thought for a second they had already baked the turkey, and I'm like, oh, gross.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh no, I'm guessing it was still wrapped up and everything.
It's such an interesting for like. What do you guys have for like Christmas? Because we have ham. That's like a thing.
We have turkey and ham, but our family prefers the ham. It's like the turkey is just there because, you gotta have it, I guess. But my grandma used to cook our turkey, and she was a specialist in cooking extra dry food. Like everything had to be overdone all the time. So we didn't eat a lot of turkey because she always just made it way too dry. We cook our ham with Mountain Dew or
Oh, that's
Sprite.
so
I'm sorry, it's Sprite. We cook our ham with Sprite to make it extra moist and have some good flavors, and some other herbs too. We're not that white. We season it as well.
Sorry.
But the past 2 years since my grandma passed away, somebody else had to take care of the turkey, which was our family. And now everybody's eating turkey because we know how to make a moist turkey.
I wonder what other countries think of us when we do stupid, like weird things, like put Sprite on our ham, or just like things like that to like cook things. I'm pretty sure they're
hey,
just
it
like,
works.
what is wrong with America?
It works really well though. Like I'm a ham girl, and I love cranberry sauce.
Oh,
Curtis, Felix, for the longest time, didn't know that you're supposed to put Sprite or 7-Up in the base of a Christmas tree to keep it going, and couldn't understand why people kept doing it. I had to explain it to him. I'm like,
see, I've never
you're a
heard
grown
that
man. You
one.
don't know this? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've heard of that one. I just think keeping a live Christmas tree in your living room is dumb.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's just
Aw.
like, in my opinion, I don't even understand. Like, I guess 7-Up would work, but so would water. So I'm not really sure. I mean, because it's only sucking up. There's only like a small portion of water in that soda anyway. So
I mean,
why not just give it all water?
I mean, I guess I see because I used to take horticulture in high school, so like I guess like maybe the sugars and stuff in the in there would
Yeah, it's
help.
probably the sugar and then
Yeah.
the carbonation.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
But yeah,
But wouldn't water though do a better job in the long run?
water would probably do a lot better job in the long run. So honestly, just water your Christmas tree. Don't use Sprite. It does not need that much caffeine. It's fine.
It's gonna be up all night.
Bean. Sorry. I would hope your Christmas tree is up.
What? I missed something. What's going on?
Boom said it doesn't need that much caffeine. I said, yeah, it's gonna be up all night.
Wow.
Oh,
But I kind of wonder though. Okay, so if you could give soda to your tree, what if you gave your tree like straight up Red Bull?
no, I don't know. Just don't do it.
It just like instantly grows like wings and starts flying around the house, like, knocking shit over.
If it's a live tree, it'll start flying around your house, dropping spiders and ticks and needles everywhere.
Ah,
And
no.
sticky sap all over the place.
Oh,
Why
that'd
do
be a
you buy
nightmare.
live trees? It's so
that would be a
gross.
We have a fake tree, so we use that, and then I
I-
get like those scented sticks, like the Douglas fir
Oh,
from
I
like
love
Michael's
those.
Arts and
Those
Crafts,
smell so good.
and it smells like a. So we use a fake Christmas tree, and then we buy scented sticks to make it smell like a real Christmas tree.
Yeah, and that works. Like, okay, so here's my logic. You know, the argument is, hey, a live Christmas tree is better because you're not buying plastic and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, or you can buy secondhand. I literally got my phenomenal huge plastic Christmas tree from Craigslist for $20.
Nice.
I want one of those pink ones.
So like you can buy hand-me-down Christmas trees. That's not a big deal. And you know, what's better for the environment, buying a plastic tree and using it for the rest of your life, or people growing and chopping down trees over and over every year? I literally don't know what's worse. Also, you don't get the sticky sap and the nasty bugs and the ticks. So
I mean, if the like tree farmers are good at like enough, they usually treat their trees so that way they don't get like those bugs hanging on there. I remember one year my one of my teachers brought in a real tree and they got like little praying mantises all over, and I'm like, but I love those.
What?
Yeah,
kind of dope.
praying mantises are cool.
You know what? I kind of want to see this now. If you go to like, let's say like Home Depot, it'd be really cool if they made Christmas trees out of the things that they sold. So, for instance, the most iconic thing I can think of that would look like Christmas tree-ish stuff are feather dusters and toilet bowl cleaner, like those spiky brushes, and they should just build that like a giant version of that.
That would
There
be
you go.
fantastic.
World's biggest Christmas tree to clean the smallest toilet in the world.
There you go. I was gonna add my own little like what we eat on Christmas little story there, because it used to be like we would do like the ham and the turkey and like whatever stuff, basically a repeat of Thanksgiving on Christmas. Well, I remember specifically there was one Christmas where my mom was like, I don't want to do a big meal again. You know, that's what we do for Thanksgiving, and we just do the same thing. And she just kept going on and on about it. And I was like, well, why don't we have tacos? And my mom was like, oh, we can't do tacos. And my sweet old like little tiny grandmother was like, oh, I love tacos. Let's do that. And now we all we have tacos every year for Christmas because it's just easy.
See, now that's great because that's something my family did too. We had such a big meal on Thanksgiving and Christmas was so close.
Yeah.
One year we did lasagna and garlic bread.
Nice.
Another year we did tacos, and I think the year before my grandma passed away, we did build your own grilled cheese sandwiches and soup.
Heck yeah.
So we had multiple different types of like good cheeses and different types of breads, and it was like with a big grill that you plug in. And you would just make your own grilled cheese sandwich and pick whatever soup you wanted that was on the stove.
That's legit.
See, I like
that's
her.
way cheaper than getting like a turkey and a ham and all that crap.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like our little taco tradition because it's quick and easy. It can be done in like 20, 30 minutes. And that way you can spend more time like, with your family that's, visiting.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, spending hours cooking a meal and sitting around and whatnot. So
definitely.
Yep.
I'm not sure what we're going to have for Christmas because it's just going to be Felix and I. So I'll probably just bake something out of the freezer. I'm not sure what's in there yet.
I mean, if you like
We'll figure it
Alfredo,
out.
I can send you like a baked Alfredo pasta like that I make. There you
Oh,
go.
I'm really good at
Love.
making Alfredo.
Oh,
Heck yes, send that to me. I love Alfredo.
Okay, I'll have to
Let's
send it
get
to you.
fat.
This year we're doing build your own pizzas in our new house.
Ooh,
Oh, pizza.
fun.
That would be fun. I'm gonna have
Nice.
to do that some year. Like, hey, we're gonna do pizza. We're gonna build our own pizza.
Well, hey, let's get on to our next email. This one's a fun because it's a fun. I don't know what that is. This next email is fun because they celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah. So I'm interested to read this. And as I was reading through it, there's a part of it that makes me wonder. I'm like, you got to be Christian because only Christians play this game. So I'm sure when I say it later on, you might get it, but we'll see. So this email comes from Aaron, and they said, "Hi, I'm Aaron. My first son, his name is Puck. I'm on Telegram, and I love being there. What I do for the holiday season is that I celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. Christmas with my whole family, and then Hanukkah with my stepmom's side of her family. When it's Christmas, my dad's sisters, my stepmom, and I would go either to my grandparents' house or either to my aunt's house to celebrate together. Everyone would bring a dish or two for all of us to share, and we could have a feast filled with delicious food. Um, delicious food and the family. I'm sorry, I think I read that like it's been a long day for me, and I'm gonna keep going. Um, After we would eat, we would talk and play board games like Risk, Monopoly, or Catan. Do you guys know what Catan is?
Yeah.
I think so.
Settlers of Catan. I say it's almost like a Christian game because mostly are Christians that play it. Especially here in Utah, there's tons of Mormons that play it. It's like their go-to if they don't play D&D. Um, Even after games and eating dinner and dessert, we would gather around the tree, and the younger cousins, which were my sister and I, would find every gift in or under the tree and put them in designated piles for a person. There would be 12 to 16 plus. Wow. Or more if there were going to be, all of us there. So there'd be lots of piles, and we would take turns, either open one at a time in a circle, or one person would open all their gifts, and so on. We would thank each other for a wonderful year and a good night of food and fun, and it was great to see each other. I like that. I think that's kind of like what we did in our family. I don't think we would necessarily like we wouldn't put things in piles, but like my mom would always be like, "John, it's your turn." She would like throw the present on us, and I guess in a circle we would kind of slowly open up the present. But I kind of like the idea of going in a circle and then making them in piles. You can make other people jealous because you got more. I think in our family that what we do is because our family is all grown up now and they have their own families. It's usually us brothers, and then my sister will just pick a name out of the hat, and then we'll just do Christmas for that person, and vice versa. So that's how we do it because it's cheaper that way. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. All right. Who is next? I believe it's Jackson.
Asher.
Is that their name?
Well, that's what they go by in Telegram, so I just call him Asher.
Okay.
Asher is a sweet egg.
So Asher wrote, up until 2018, Christmas was more like, oh, Merry Christmas, turkey for dinner, yeah, meh levels. I got to the ranch, and this is the loose chain of events that we did on and around Christmas. We watched a shit ton of epic movies.
Yes.
We went and cut down our 26-foot tall tree off of a mountain. We stayed up for like 3 days straight because it was basically like we were off work and one big house party. We built gingerbread houses that a parent sent us and subsequently went and blew them up with 12 GA shotguns and 7 GA? 12.
Beautiful.
What is it? 12 gauge, my bad. 12 gauge shotguns and 7mm rifles on the firing range here. and it was really satisfying. For it being one of the most stressful and lowest points so far in my life, it was like a little shiny star in the middle of all the darkness.
That
One
is
more thing.
so awesome.
We got our boss to let us attach a sled to the trailer hitch of a truck and got dragged around the hay yard full of snow at 25 miles per hour. Worth getting face planted into the snow. That sounds like,
awesome.
honestly, this sounds like a good Southern time. I don't know where this person lives, but this sounds like the kind of activities that would be going on.
This seems like something we would do if we were visiting our family down in El Centro, because they have like
yeah.
It's like right at the border in California of like Mexicali is like the little city down there. But I remember my cousin got this one shotgun, or not a shotgun, it was like a rifle from like Civil War era, and the thing took bullets that were like, let me think about this. I think the bullets themselves were like 6 inches long. They were huge. And so we one year got like he went down and got some bullets, came back, and we went shooting, and I kid you not, like he shot into just a puddle, and I swear all the water just like blew up and out of and I've never seen so much power, and I'm like, oh, I want it. We would do things like that all the time. I bet this seems like fun. I want to blow up a gingerbread house.
That would be so much
My
fun.
cousin and I would make a gingerbread house and then like take it outside and throw it as hard as possible against the house. But a new tradition that she's been doing with her friends that I'm hoping to join in on this year is that they each buy a part of a gingerbread kit, and then they build this gingerbread mansion that looks way kinds of messed up. Like, and they build it on a pan, and they have a secret word made out of icing on the pan before they build over it. I think last year's word was penis, and the year before it was like, it's just stuff like that. And and then when they get done building it, they catch it on fire.
What?
That's why it's on a metal pan.
Oh, that is just beautiful.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't look like a house. It looks like a hot mess that they catch on fire, but it's really fun.
Felix got 2 gingerbread house kits this year. One was like Mario themed one, so you kind of build
I've
like
seen
Mario
that. I want to
castle.
get it.
No, don't, because it's really ghetto.
Is
So
it?
like
Aww.
it's just the walls. It's not like any roofing whatsoever, so you can still see on the inside all the bare edges of everything.
Oh,
You're
that's
just
dumb. Why isn't there
I
roof?
know, right? And he said it was more expensive too. And I'm like, for something that was more expensive, and it came with fondant, by the way, where the hell is the roof? So he gets that one. He gets me the Oreo gingerbread house because I really wanted one of those. Well, I got it, and part of the part of the wall like broke in half. And I'm like, this is the most ghetto thing ever. And then I'm like trying to like we didn't have scissors, so I tried to like cut like a little slit in the corner of the icing and ended up cutting like a big blob of it out. So it was just a mess. So I decided to make it a crack house.
Yes.
So I built it up, and then like on one side I went and cut like the roof up into like pieces and made it look like it was all like patched up and weird. And then on the other side I wrote in icing, send crack. So I thought it was just fun like that. And then I kind of just slowly ate it. Like it was really gross. For Oreo, man, you guys suck balls with your
Gingerbread houses never taste good. They're not meant for eating. They're meant for throwing against houses and catching on fire.
Yeah, apparently. Gosh.
I know we want to do a gingerbread house this year on Christmas Eve, but we want to make our own gingerbread. So hopefully it won't be as difficult to like build if we build it ourselves. I don't know.
I haven't burped for a while on an episode, so rate that one. I'm pretty sure it's a 2.
Yeah, this is like a 3.
I was gonna say it was. Yeah.
I'm drinking water. It's too late to have like soda because it usually has caffeine in it.
I've never built a gingerbread house.
It's really hard.
Yeah, it really is.
I'll have to convince my girlfriend to do it with me.
You have a better chance of building a mansion out of playing cards than you do out of like actually building what they give you. And it never fits. Like none of them ever fits. Like there's always like these little guidelines, and you get this little shitty plastic tray with the grooves in it, and then you put like the walls in, and they never match right. So I swear they do it on purpose. Or something.
I'm gonna have to build one then. just to see what it's all
Yeah.
about.
Someone should build one out of sugar cubes. That would be a fun one. And then like wet it down a little bit too, and then just leave it outside and see what comes crawling.
Oh no. I was
That
gonna
would be
say I used to
cool.
snack on sugar cubes. When I worked with my mom at the horse stable that she works at, I would just pop them in my mouth.
Nice.
They were really good. It's
They always are.
like they're just straight sugar, but like I don't know, they kind of hit different. This cute little cube, pop them in your mouth like you're mucking the
Because
skull.
they're cubular.
The cubular.
Oh,
Puns.
you spoof. No. We have one more email left. I know it looks like there's two in the queue, but one is a duplicate of the one you just read, Bean. So, oh, I guess it's me that's reading now. Wait. No, is it me that's reading or is it you that's reading?
It's you.
It's your
me.
turn.
Oh, I hate reading. I love reading the emails like silently, but I hate reading them out loud because I always mess up.
Just read it in an accent. It's better.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. Like sometimes, like if I read something in like a slight accent, I read it better. I don't know why.
I could do one of my characters,
Do it.
Vivian. She's really annoying though. So, a couple years back, I was at a lake with my whole family: grandma, grandpa, uncle, mom, dad, and a couple of cousins and so forth. And we decided to go snowmobiling. I already messed it up.
Space, you're doing a bad job.
I was really trying hard not to laugh.
How about you read it then, Being?
Fine, I'll read the last
cannot
two.
do it.
I'll read the last two. These are short. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name.
Tyler
Taileris?
Tonkin? Wait, who? Where?
At the end, they give their Sona name. I think it's Taileris.
Taileris.
They wrote, a couple years back, I was at a lake with my whole family: grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, and a couple cousins and so forth. We decided to go snowmobiling. Because we live up north, note, I had never been snowmobiling before, I was told just to follow my cousin, and that's what I did. Until we got to a certain trail about 30 yards from the house, in which I proceeded to go into the ditch. Overall, the whole debacle ended up causing my uncle and a couple cousins to have to come out and spend an hour trying to get the snowmobile out of the ditch. Overall, one of the best Christmas trips I've ever taken.
I've never ridden like an ATV or a snowmobile. They look hard. They look like fun, but they look like a lot of work.
Yeah, I every time I see like a snowmobile, I'm like, so it's basically like a snow wave runner.
Yeah, basically, but you have to put all your weight into specific areas to make it like I see some people like they'll actually like pull up just to get up and over an embankment. I'm like, it seems like a lot of work, and I'm not one of those people that wants to work
that
for
is
it.
a lot of work.
I've never ridden a snowmobile, but I have ridden and driven four-wheelers, and what always irritated me is that like anybody that's ever had like a four-wheeler and I'm like, can I drive it? And like they're like, oh well, you might not be able to, and I'm like, it's because I'm a girl, isn't it? And I'm like, that's the whole thing. They're like, oh well, and I'm like, no, just get out of my way. I'm like, I can drive it, move. So like that's their problem. They're like, oh well, you're a girl and like you can't do it. I'm like, no.
I've heard that like with four-wheelers and stuff, if you let go of the throttle, it automatically just stops. Is that true, or does it just roll to a stop?
Yes.
Because that would
Yeah,
suck, right?
yeah.
Just, like,
If you
you let go and you're just like launched forward.
yeah, you really just and it's unfortunate. Like four-wheelers are fun, but they can be really dangerous too. So like even if you're out like behind it through like the woods and stuff, like you just got to be careful because they're like really easily tippable.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen 100 or more fail videos to know that.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, they are
So
actually
much fun
really
to
quick
watch.
to stop. Like you let go of that thing, it's gonna stop like immediately. So
You know what I've not seen? I'm surprised no one hasn't done this yet. But you know how like in the beach and like at the lake, you have like those parachutes that are attached to the boat, and as they fly, like the boat goes, they like fly in the air and whatnot.
Mhm.
Why doesn't anyone do that with a snowmobile or a four-wheeler yet?
Probably because when you land, it's earth.
yeah,
and not
it's
water.
ground.
You think by now that some redneck would have done it by this point and we would have seen it, but I've not seen it. I want to say, at least with snow, you have some sort of padding.
Space. Shh, you're gonna give the rednecks ideas.
I know.
Yee.
It'll give. Yeah.
You gotta be. You're gonna give them yee ideas when they need yeehaw ideas. There's a difference between yee and yeehaw.
Yeah, there is a
They're all-
difference
That's
between-
yee.
And they wear Yeezys.
No.
The worst shoe I have ever seen on the market.
Yee
Crocs look better than that.
is different from yee.
I give Crocs a hard time, but they're so comfy to wear. I love them.
I've never worn Crocs.
I wore a pair of Crocs around God, I forget the name of the store, but it's like a sporting goods store. And I wanted them so bad, but they're a little bit pricey for me. They're not that expensive for a shoe, but they're like $45.
You got to get like the Walmart knockoff version of it.
But they were rainbow tie-dye and they were amazing and I wanted them so bad. And I walked around the store. My mom was like, "You can't afford those." And I'm like, "I can't afford to breathe. I definitely can't afford new shoes." And I asked for them. I asked for them for candlelights for my cousin, but she said she couldn't get them this year, but she will for my birthday.
My God. They're really comfortable. They get such a bad rap. I don't know why they get such a bad rap, but they're so comfy.
Maybe because they're ugly.
Yeah, I suppose. I love seeing people make like variations of Crocs, or they make things out of them. Those are fun to watch. Like I've seen cowboy boots.
Oh my God. I saw
Croc
3D
cowboy
printed
boots.
spurs for Crocs.
Oh, that's
No.
hilarious.
Why do you need that?
And they fit on the back of the little strap thing.
No.
That's for the yee,
No.
yeehaws out
It's
there.
for the yee-yees.
I have never heard the yee. Is that like a thing?
Yes.
A yee-yee redneck is like the trashy, line your truck with trash bags and fill it with water. There's a pool. Yee-haw is like, I'm going to wear a cool cowboy hat and get shit done on a farm.
Yep.
There's another way of saying it though. White trash.
Yeah,
So yee-yees
yee-yee
are
is
white
white trash. Yee-haw is hardworking southern folk.
It's
Okay.
the similarities between like yee and yeehaw for the the cowboy folk, and then there's uwu and owo for furries.
Yeehaw people
God.
can do yee-yee things, but yee-yee people oftentimes do not do yeehaw things.
That's true.
Someone has totally capitalized on this, and there is something called yeeyeeapparel.com.
Oh no. Is it 90% Confederate flag stuff?
It's a bunch of like camouflage crap.
Yeah.
Of course it
And
would
then
be.
like maybe like one kid wearing a yee. And then there's a video down below of like three white guys, one black dude. I feel like that's, there should be more there. Make it balanced, but they're all like, it's weird. It's like they're on a stage. Now he's in his giant ass truck with his go-kart wheels. I don't understand why people do that to their cars. It's so stupid.
It just means he has a tiny penis. It's okay. That's common knowledge.
Yeah, I know. I am very aware of that.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
He has
Tiny
a yee
penis
wee wee.
syndrome.
Oh no. Boom. Oh God.
Yes. I'm writing that down.
Hey bro, you got a yee wee wee?
Yeah.
Submit that to Webster Dictionary.
Oh God.
Like, word of the year. Yee.
Yee wee wee is the guy with the big truck that is riding your ass on the highway when there's traffic
God.
and has the Punisher decal on his back windshield, even though the Punisher hates cops.
You know what drives me up the wall? It's like, so people out here in Utah, they're all about their trucks, but what I don't understand is they get these souped up, huge, big, bulky trucks, and they keep the tiny tires on them from like when they bought it at the dealership. And I'm like, why go all out and then just leave yourself with the tiniest ass tires on your truck? It looks stupid.
That's
Like,
to
you're
make them
stupid
look
right
like
now.
They're yeehaws with the honky tonks.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Good Lord. Anyways,
We went
That's all
from
me.
Merry Christmas to Yeehaw, and I don't know how, but we did get through all of our emails.
we did. One thing I wanted to bring up, because I wanted to see if anyone else did this. So when I was a kid, we would always get, and this is when Toys R Us was doing good in its heyday,
Oh,
if
I
there ever
miss
was a
Toys
point
R
in
Us.
time. But they would always send out their little catalogs, and when we ever got the catalog, we would go through the catalog and like star or initial what we wanted. Did you guys
Yes.
ever do
Oh my
that?
god.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay. And we
still
never
do
got
that.
them, but it was so much fun to do it. We do it with like book fair, like Scholastic book catalogs. We did it with Toys R Us catalogs. We did it with the Walmart ones. It was
Mhm.
so much fun. So, I'm glad I'm not the only one who did it then.
It's like
That
window
was-
shopping for children.
It really is. My mouse died. Oh, there we go. It's good now. Never mind. I thought my
I'm alive,
mouse was
but I'm
like
dead.
my mouse was stuck for. I thought I had ran out of batteries. Okay, we're good. We're good. Do we have anything else we want to cover before we let go? Such a fun episode.
I don't think so.
Well, thanks to everyone who did email in. We greatly appreciate it. It makes the episodes more fun when we have more emails to read. We wish you guys a wonderful holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
Candle
and
nights.
candle nights, and whatever other holiday that you celebrate
Winter
that may or may
solstice.
not actually exist. Winter
Yes.
solstice, there you go, and all that fun jazz. We'll see you guys in the new year.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Yee.